filter time. And we have some people. So this group is doing 2B Mindset.
Yay.
Coaches and customers who started just in May. And we wanted to educate them more on Shakeology and its benefits and the story behind it. So you guys, this is Isabelle Daikeler. She is Carl Daikeler, our CEO of Beachbody's wife, and she co-created Shakeology with Darren Oline. So I have
Daily Sunshine and the Boost and the detox program. Good stuff out there. We don't talk about it enough.
You know what? Our team actually has an amazing challenge we do with the Boost. So we love them on our end. All of us use them, and I was in the test group with Alana for the 2B Mindset, and she loves the Boost as well. So there was a lot of education there for us, and our team loves the Boost. We love Daily Sunshine. My little guys, I have twins, and they for it every day. So thank you so much for that. It's been awesome for me as a mom to have that for them. And then also I kind of drink it sometimes too.
I know, right?
It's awesome. So we have some questions for you.
Yes.
First, if you would love to share your story behind creating Shakeology.
Yes.
Everybody?
We have an hour, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So we have time, because I'm not Carl. So I'm not good at bullet point and things like that. I go and I go and I go. So just rein me in, interrupt me, stop me. I don't mind.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So I think the story is important because in a way I feel that the platform reflects my story big time. So here I was in my 20s, early 20s. I was a track and field coach, nutritionist, sports psychologist, weightlifting, Olympic lifts, sprints, all that stuff. So very, very physical. I felt like I was eating well. I was in a world where you don't get away with not eating well for long. So I thought I was a conscious eater. I thought I was taking care of myself. I'm from back home. We don't really eat fast food. And, I ate well, I felt. So I thought I had my physical activity under control and my food under control. And by control, I mean that I was aware and I integrated them, and I knew that I needed to be conscious and proactive about it all. So here I am in my early 20s, where suddenly my health declined more and more and more. And in the course of 2.5 years, I lost my client, couldn't go to school, couldn't pay my school loan, couldn't pay my rent. My health declined progressively in the course of about 2.5 years, until I got to a point where I could not even go up a little tiny steps. Collapsed, cried, sat there, cried for like an hour, crawled inside my apartment and realized that I had to start thinking outside the box. I had to figure out what is it that I don't know. I have to go out of how I handled my health, what I thought I knew, because we think we know so much, and started investigating how other countries, other philosophy, other way of being and nourishing out there existed. East meet West, basically. I ended up in Chinatown, Koreatown, ended up having amazing souls who took their time. Some charged me very, very little, some nothing, educated me, gave me books, and taught me how to make my own serum, my own concoction out of herbs, roots, adaptogen mushrooms, adaptogen herbs, discuss the microbiome, gut health, which I wasn't aware back in those days. I thought all that happens, no problem. Discuss the emotion, connection to the physical. So I really expanded myself at that early time in my life where I realized that I thought I knew so much and I knew so little. And to this day, I still feel that way. So I started incorporating these serum and this concoction, and spent all my time cooking, baking, making these syrups. And within 3 months, felt much better. But really, the truth is, I felt better as soon as people sat down, gave me a hug, and told me it's okay. This is not crazy. This is not this weird thing that we have no answers to, which is what I got from the Western doctors. They wanted to put me on antidepressant. And I always say to people, I was depressed. I was broke, borrowing money, losing all my clientele, getting sicker and sicker, and had no clue why. So being depressed was probably the healthiest thing I was demonstrating, right? My body was being right on with this one. If I was jubilant and happy when all that was happening, something was wrong with me. But they didn't have an answer for me. And they also didn't have time. They didn't have an ear. They were not interested. They were not inquisitive. They were not trying to figure out something that they may have missed. These people took the time to listen to me, really listen to me, and find what it is that I needed, and educated me a great deal. And I continued my education that way. I got myself well. And of course, it changed my own protocol with my clients. So as I started to build my business back, I incorporated serum in these shakes with every single person I worked with, every group I worked with. And that became kind of what Isabelle did. People knew that I would make them drink things that was not very tasty. I didn't have the technology that Shakeology has with the Beachbody platform and our amazing scientists. So I did the best I could, but it wasn't that great. But it did make them feel better. So what I realized way back then is the very basic elements from nature that I had not been aware of or didn't understand how important it was, were the very element that helped hundreds of people. Ever since then, I helped hundreds of people with these same elements. So now cut to Carl asking me to create Shakeology. This whole story is to let you know that what's in Shakeology was not an intellectual concept that sounded good, and I read some books and looked around and created sort of a version of that. All these elements are the very things that help me get better and help me help others get better. So when he asked me to create a shake for the Beachbody platform, I knew that these missing links was exactly what I needed to create. By missing links, I mean the weakness of the food supply because of the distortion of our earth, because of the way our soil are being bastardized and stripped from all the goodness that then infiltrates themselves in all that grows in it, because our air is so polluted, the food and the water is so polluted. The food supply simply is not what it used to be. At the same time, so you have the food, the weakness of the food supply over here. At the same time, you have the high level, high demanding, my English sometimes is not appropriate, but the insanity of our lifestyles nowadays. It's not enough to drive your kids to school nowadays. No, they have to have piano and dancing lesson and Spanish lesson. Some of you have 2 jobs. You still have a family to feed, a house to take care of. These gadgets are very helpful, and at the same time eliminates downtime. The very thing they promised us is not happening. Leisurely time is not what's happening. What's happening is we never have any downtime. Don't tell people you spend the weekend reading and not doing much. It's not fashionable to just rest. You've got to be doing always. And the gap between this high level, this high demand lifestyle and the weakness of our food supply, how do you make that up? How do you make up this gap here to help you deal with all of this? That is exactly what Shakeology had to be when Carl asked me to create a shake. Those missing links, those elements that perhaps hundreds of years ago were pure and intact and potent all around us, but we all know that it's just not the case. So a carrot that grows in the soil now does not have the vitamins, mineral, and all the unknown constituents that we still haven't discovered, right? It doesn't have what it used to. All our food is like this. This is why it's so important to try to, enhance and help little farmers that are trying to get back to that way of nourishing and taking care of our land, because most of us, even if you eat a salad now, it would not provide you what you need and what you used to get way back then. So that gap, those missing links, that is Shakeology. That's what I was concerned about. Not, oh my God, are Americans able to get protein? I am not concerned with that one. Sure, there's good, potent, clean source of protein, carbs, good fiber, all these elements to have a good balance. But that was not my concern. My concern is all that stuff, these missing links from nature that healed me, that I saw provide a enhancing tool to all my clients. That's what I wanted to create. And in order to create that, I needed help. I needed someone who had that same vision, that same reverence for nature, and that same non-compromise attitude. And I found Darren. So I don't know if that connects the dots for you, but that's the thing, is you may not be getting that anywhere else. You may not. I'm not going to gamble on the few that are saying they get it all, because even the most conscientious eater like I'm really aware of what I put in my body. We still skip meals. We still eat on the go. We still don't eat enough. We still grab things at the store. And unless you grow it yourself, you don't really know what's going on. So people go out on vacation, poof, over. Drink too much, not drink enough water. On and on it goes. So this perfect person who tells me, well, what if I'm doing everything perfect? I'm like, wow, we need to give you an Oscar, because that's rare. And I don't consider myself in that category either. So I feel that the shake may be the only place where you get these elements with great integrity, great potency, bioavailable, that have everything that you need and none of the stuff that you don't want. That's what Shakeology is for me. And the reason that I love the platform is that you represent my whole life. So I was doing well. I had a career. I thought I was eating well. Got sick. Lost all my money. Don't understand what happened to my health. Nobody can help me. Help. Somebody shows up. People show up. They teach me. They help me. They listen to me. They open up a whole world for me. I implement it. I feel better. I reach out for others. Here, take my hand. I can help you. So to me, that's what the Beachbody platform is. You're those people. You're the people that listened to me, that took their time to really understand what I needed and then provided me with what I needed. That's you. So to me, the Beachbody platform makes total sense. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you shared the story. That's awesome. We do have like some very general questions around that. That would be, I would say the next thing to talk about is, and you kind of answered it, but why is it important to drink every single day? Do you 7 days a week?
Yes. Well, I kind of talked about it, but I can go deeper in it. To me, when people say that, because it's not a protein drink, because those missing links that we need, that we barely get nowadays. Listen, you guys know that. We don't even get our fiber. How hard is it to get our fiber? Actually, To Be Mindset will probably get a lot of fiber, which is exciting. But the very basics we don't get. We researched it. We don't have it. So if you think of, when we say have your daily dose of dense nutrition, it's not just a sell pitch. You need your daily dose of dense nutrition. You need to feed your body cellular food, meaning the very thing that your body was designed to absorb. You need to get it somewhere. And you don't just get it on Monday and say, you know what? I had a great meal on Monday. I'm good for the week now. You know what? I drank water on Monday. I don't need water anymore. This is crazy thinking. So it's the same thing for me. It's like, if this is the only place you really get what you need it every day. You need to eat healthy every day. You need to drink water every day. You need to have a good sleep every day. You need hugs and kisses every day. And that's part of it. That's part of brushing your teeth every day. It's the fundamentals of life. It is what we need to have a healthy life, to have a joyful life. If you're not well, you can't be joyful. It's challenging to be sick. I've been there. So that's my answer.
Awesome answer. Okay, next question. The money question.
Ooh. Let's see. You can ask me a question, but I've heard that one so many times.
So the cost. Let's talk about the cost.
So I don't know if you guys have researched, looked at our website, or talked to Darren. So I don't know if I'm going to be repetitive, but I will go back to my point here. Is if you think about that all the plants, the trees, everything on earth requires good oxygen, and we're not getting it, including ourselves. If you think of the water, all the lands that gets watered to grow your food, the water is compromised. The soil, with all the herbicide, pesticide, God knows what else, the GMO food that gets grown now, the crops that are not recycled the way it should, that are not nourished the way it should, with the break that it should have, because it's all about money. So it's not sustainable, right? So if you think about that, everything that grows in it is not that great of a quality. It's a real problem. At the company, we deal with that. We travel all around the world to get our ingredients. We say no to a lot more than we say yes to. We get even organic at times, and we test it, and it's far from being organic. So we don't take people at their words. All that stuff forced us to keep our own team, to not be at the mercy of what someone else tells us, that we test the land, we test once it's taken from the land, we test once it's shipped, then it's quarantined, we test again, and we test even each bag that goes to you before it's sealed and shipped to you. We test because we make sure that we get high quality ingredients, and we have a high tech, very state-of-the-art, delicate means of extracting these constituents from the plants, all the stuff that your body needs, without destroying it. This is no easy business. It's a lot easier to radiate and heat or put tons of alcohol and process stuff very easily, much more cheaply, and it looks good on the bag. But that's not what we do. We make sure that what we need from that plant, let's say, is still in your bag. And that is expensive. It takes time. It has to be done carefully. And it has to be done with the right tool. So that's not cheap, right? You can always go and get cheaper. I don't like to talk about that. I don't want to talk about other companies. I'm sure I can go to Walmart and get a $20 bag. That's fine. I'm not part of making whatever is in that bag. It's not my thing, but I know we can't do what we do with $20. We can't. So creating a bag that is all those missing links, that once you start taking it on a daily basis, you will feel nourished. You will feel satiated. And if you keep using it, like so many of you do, you sense that it's real. You sense that you're fed. And that is the truth serum to me. That, we're not lying to you. So the truth is in the pudding, right? And this is why we ask you to have an experience, whether it's our workout program, our diets, or the shake. We say use it, feel it. And you have a 30 days money back guarantee. You can do your workout. You can use the whole bag. You can feel great. And then you can cancel it and you get your money back. And that's that. But guess what? Most people don't, because most people feel it, because it's real. It's all that it's cracked up to be. That's why it's not cheap. It is food. It is done with great integrity. We have not cut any corners. It's very easy to cut corners. Listen, I created many shakes before Carl asked me to create this shake for many companies, and I worked with many CEOs before. And that was one of the things I was very worried about and wary about when Carl asked me to do this. We, as some of you may know, we had our own personal deal, because very often I created something that I loved, and I had to walk away from the company because as the profit went up, the quality went down. I'm not the only one who has had that experience. It happens a whole lot, and not just in our field, in a lot of fields. So I'm sure that some of you would nod your head on that one. So that was my experience. And that was something I was concerned about, because this CEO, I couldn't walk away from. He's my husband and I love him. So it was important that that integrity stayed throughout my whole ride with the Beachbody community. And after 10 years, I'm so proud to say that the integrity is exactly the same. We have more people on our team. Their integrity and their desire to keep this shake all that it is unbelievable. We have Darren, that you know, that has the same passion that I have. And not only that, the shake is getting better and better, because whenever we found new stuff, we're excited and we incorporate it. So that's the price thing, is that we don't know how to do it cheap. We can't do it. And I can't speak to cheap out there. But what I do know is that people have no problem having a frappuccino, blah, blah, blah. Don't know what, I don't drink coffee, but they don't have a problem spending $5 on that. That they're good with. But $4 or whatever, how much it costs per serving, that they have a big problem with. So to me, when you think of the 60 plus ingredients, when you think of the fact that it's alive and potent and bioavailable means it's based, its foundation is whole food. Your body recognizes it and understands how to extract what it needs from it and utilizes it. So that and a coffee, I can't tell you how many times people will not say a thing about their $5 for a coffee, but they'll say this meal is too much. Or they'll go to a restaurant and have 5 beers or 3 beers. They're okay with that, but they're not okay with the scoop of Shakeology. So again, when you talk about the price, to me, investigate. Really listen to someone. They're there for a reason, right? They're on the phone with you or in a Zoom call because something's up with their health. Something is not quite how they wish it to be. Whatever that is, find out. Because sometimes it's not the price. Sometimes it may be, and then don't bang your head against the wall. If it is, it is. That's okay. I don't want to dismiss that either. It's a possibility. Let that go. But so often, it's a misunderstanding of the value and what it is, that it's not just a protein shake, that it's all these missing links that are missing for all of us nowadays because of the state of affair of planet Earth. And if they understand that, between their eating habits, having all these important missing links, what do I mean by that? Prebiotic, probiotic, digestive enzyme, fiber, adaptogen herbs and mushrooms, antioxidants, phytonutrients, with your good dose of protein and healthy carbs. All of that is what I'm talking about. That may be the only place where they get it. That's the perfect bang, right? It's the perfect scenario to achieve the results that you want. I'm not talking just looking hot and sexy. It's really not my thing. What I'm really into is someone who's vibrating health, someone who gets up with energy. When people drink coffee, I say, I'm okay with that, but I'm asking you, what's up with you that without your coffee, you're a zombie? Something's wrong. Now, if you feel good and you enjoy your coffee, good. But if you get up and there's nothing left in you day after day and you need your coffee, if in the middle of the day you're zapped and you need your coffee, something is going on. Missing links, Shakeology. That's what I'm talking about. So investigate, listen. The price money often is because someone doesn't understand what Shakeology is. So pay attention to what they're saying to you and be honest with yourself. Really listen. Could they really utilize that? Does that make sense for them? What I'm hearing, can they use that? And also share your story. Share how it's helped you. Of course, if you're using it and if it has helped you, share that, where you came from, your discovery, your result, how you feel. That's the truth, and that's potent. So to me, the prize thing is bring it on. Bring it on. You're interested, and I love this stuff, and I want to share with you why it's not $20. People have a weird shame with money. There's a guilt and shame with money, and yet all of us have to make money. If you're not selling the shake, you're going to be selling something else. So for me, I am proud of representing Shakeology. I am there in the making of. I know its value, and making money out of helping people the way that I've helped myself makes total sense. It's a beautiful way to earn a living. You're not selling Nestle Quick. I know it's a powder, but they're very different. So if you react to the money thing, it's because something in you is not clear, or it's your own shame about money. It's okay for the big corporation to make money, or you vilify them, but somehow it's not okay for you to live well. Making money allows you to help a lot. There's a lot we do with it that I'm proud of and passionate about. And so sometimes it's your own shame and your own guilt. And when someone raises the money thing, it taps into that insecurity in you. Get rid of that. Use this company to be okay with living well. We have to be loved. We have to love. We have to be healthy. And we have to have a way of spending our lives in the service of others. I really believe in that. And I think that the Beachbody community has all of these criteria, and that's how you're making a living. And you believe in it, and you lived it first. It is true for you first. Why are you so afraid of that question? Have I talked too much?
No, you're good. I have a question here that's kind of what's in it that makes it so special, but I feel like you've already kind of responded to that. I don't know if you have like a favorite, like what's your favorite thing about it?
Well, no, actually, otherwise it'd be simple, right? You just enhance the one favorite thing,
yeah,
and you're set. Then it'd be $20.
Yeah.
But no, it is that synergy. Like when I talk about the body, I think it's the most sophisticated machine in the world. We know almost nothing. We're discovering it, but it's incredible, all that it does on so many levels. And you have multidimensional systems. You have your adrenal system, endocrine system, your cardiovascular system, your digestive system. You have your pancreas, your gallbladder, your liver, your kidney, and your brain, and on it goes. Circulatory system. It's an incredible machine. The deeper you go into it, the more in awe you are of it. That is why I take care of my body. Has always been. It's this miracle. We live in it. It's incredible. And it's the only one I got in this lifetime. So I am going to take care of it because it carries me through my days and my challenges and my joys. So it's this sophisticated machine, cannot be nourished from protein, carbs, and fat, and that's it. It requires the sophistication of nature. Nature is sophisticated. There's so much in it. Again, we barely know. what it's all about. We are discovering things, and we've been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and we are still unraveling it as we're destroying it. So that sophistication requires what's out there that's designed to fit it perfectly. That synergy we talk about with Shakeology. That's what I love about the shake, is we didn't take any shortcut. We looked at all that seemed to be essential to our well-being, and we worked very hard to have a certain synergy that the elements enhance each other. So that's what I'm proud of with the shake.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, question. Should my Shakeology be on my counter, or should I be keeping it in my fridge?
No, not the fridge, but you put it away from the light, because the fridge might create humidity. So you don't want to go there. It's food. Think of it as food. So, but don't put it in the heat. Don't put it in the sun. In a cool place, room temperature. Make sure it's well sealed, and you'll be good.
Okay, I know Darren recently said he puts his in his fridge.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Huh. Try it. I don't, because sometimes it got sticky. It got sticky.
So
but maybe there's some liquid that spilled in it. I don't know. I have a kid, so you never know what happens. He makes his own shake. Maybe there was some water in it. I don't know. I think it's not necessary. So I don't know, maybe if you live in a super hot country, maybe it would be useful, but it's not necessary. But again, try it and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, he was saying something about to preserve it, but he goes through the different flavors. He keeps.
Oh, I don't know. I'll ask him. But I know I've used it since it was created, and I never put it in the fridge. So I know that works too.
Awesome. Okay. When is the right time to suggest vegan to people?
When they tell you that they don't want any animal food. Yeah, I mean, vegan is for people that don't want any dairy and any animal product in their diet. So vegan is fantastic. I was vegan for most of my life and vegetarian until very recently. So I still use vegan, and I've used vegan for years. But they taste so similar, both of them. Also, some people have a problem with whey. Some people just somehow react to that. I know my son and I don't do well with whey. I think whey can be fantastic. And I've used it with many of the athletes I work with, but I can't do it. And I know my way, our way, is one of the best there is. And I still have some reaction. So people that have some kind of reaction like that could also benefit with the vegan version.
Do they digest differently, the vegan versus the regular?
They digest very well. Both of them are done in such a way called bioavailability. Processed in a way that your body will absorb it really well. We have digestive enzymes in there. We have probiotic and prebiotics. All this makes it very easy on the body to process, and the quality and the purity and all that. Whey has a certain quality of being absorbed quite rapidly in the system, especially that way, isolate. So, again, when we answer those kind of questions, it's very general, and you're all very unique. I don't know what else you eat before or after the shake. So once again, if you don't have an issue, you probably will do very well with both.
Great.
Taste-wise, it's pretty much the same now. We've gotten so, we get better and better, and the vegan tastes delicious.
I was telling some new customers who signed up to be my new coaches, actually, I was like, they wanted vanilla, and I'm like, I would recommend the vegan. It actually tastes really good.
That's what I heard. I heard that the vegan for many is better. Interesting. Yes.
Okay. My dad is going through radiation treatment. Is it okay for him to drink Shakeology?
So I can't speak to any specific disease. I'm legally not allowed, for obvious reason of liability, but also because obviously when you go through something like that, my mom went through that 7 years ago. It's very unique. It's, that body, I don't know. I don't personally know. Only the physician, the doctor, the family, the person itself, herself or himself will know exactly what's going on with their system. So it's very arrogant for me to assume that I would know, right? So we stay away from that. But I can say personally, I've helped people and I've helped my mom, and they did take the Shakeology. They did well. She had nausea and she used it and she did very well. But that's my personal experience. Obviously, bring the bag to your doctor, have him look at it, and see what he says. And listen, often they give them Ensure. That's what they gave to my mom, and that did not go well with her. If they're okay with Ensure, they might be okay with Shakeology.
And I assume also if we have a hypoglycemic, you wouldn't be able to speak to that either?
Well, it's I'm hypoglycemic.
Oh, you
So
are?
I'm very careful with all the products because I react to dairy. I can't have whey. I'm hypoglycemic. So you bet whatever I co-create, I'll take care of that stuff. But our all our products, all our Shakeology are stamped to guarantee you that there will be no rush of insulin in your system. So your blood sugar will be nice and steady. So it will do the opposite. It will help you stabilize your blood sugar.
Oh, that is awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Could you speak to gluten? I know that we get,
Yes. Oh, you know what? Wonder if I can find it. I have the official, all that stuff, by the way, is on the platform in the FAQ. But let me see if I have, that's way back there. I have like the official answer to all that, but I do not have my glasses. Might be hard. But listen, we know that what our ingredients don't have gluten, but they are created in facilities that create products that may have gluten. Now we make sure to clean, sanitize all our facilities thoroughly between each of our own batch, and obviously before and after anything has been created. So we are very, very careful and very thorough when it comes to that. But because it is not our facility, we recommend that you test. So I'm allergic to gluten, and I do just fine with the vegan Shakeology. I've had no problems all these years. That being said, it doesn't mean that it's the case for you. Some people are highly allergic, that even if there's a product that is created on another level, they'll still react. It's wild. So this is why we say, if you want, do a sample. Try a sample. Do a third of the dose and wait 3 days. So do a third, little water, whatever liquid you like, or even less if you're worried, or even a tablespoon if you're worried. Just try and wait 3 days for the body to process it and see if you react. If you don't, after 3 days, try a little bit more, wait 3 days, see if you react, and gradually go to a full dose if you haven't reacted, and then you're probably good. Again, because of the quality and purity of our ingredients, because of how thorough we are with sanitation and cleanliness of everything that create, and between the batches of what we create, our own products, very often people do just fine. But that being said, it is not a facility that creates only gluten-free products. So you have to make sure, perhaps by doing the test that I just discussed with you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Is it suggested to have Shakeology as a meal replacement or supplement?
It can be used for anything you want. This is kind of what's fun with it, is that it's very low calorie. So it could be just a snack, and it's a very balanced snack with all the good stuff. And yet you can really dress it up. So I'm a big eater. I've hardly ever had Shakeology unless I'm on the go, rushed. My blood sugar is dropping. I'm going from meeting to meetings or picking up my son. So then just water. But usually I dress it up like mad. So I add avocado, coconut oil, almond butter. I go on and on, spinach, kale. So I really dress up my shake so it's a meal. And even then, it's a low-calorie meal, but it's dense in nutrition. So you can do anything you want with it. If you just want to put almond milk and a little bit of banana to make it thicker with some ice, you can do that. Or you can go wild like I do, like Carl does. Or you can have it just with a liquid, cold liquid, and shake and go. So it can be anything you want, and it also fits in any kind of the diet, nutritional diets that you may be on at the Beachbody community. You can really make it a good nutrition, good food after a workout, a quick little snacks a half hour or so before you work out. You can use it however you wish. It's food, guys. It's potent nourishment for your cells. It's all good, so you can use it however you want.
Okay, that leads to does it hurt the nutrition if it's baked or frozen? Like, you know how people make...
Yes, frozen is better, but be aware that when you freeze, the texture, the taste, the way it feels and all that may change because of the change of temperature. When you bake, well, just like a whole food, some of the constituents that are more delicate will be killed, and some will remain. So if you want to have exactly what we write in the back of the bag, then don't cook. If you cook, you'll lose some of them, you'll keep some of them. It depends. And maybe you want to research all the raw recipes that we have online where you don't have to cook it. That being said, if your kids are used to the bad Duncan Hines, cake or muffins or cupcake, right? And you cook with Shakeology, it's a hell of a lot better. You might not have all of it, but you don't have any of the bad stuff, and you have some of it that remains. So, you decide where you're at with it.
Is that the same, not to like totally change topics, but is that like the same with Daily Sunshine?
Yes, because it's the same kind of alive, potent, bioavailable, whole food-based shake. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, that was the last question.
What? That's all I got? Let's see.
Oh. So far, that is the last question I'm seeing. I don't know if anybody has last questions for Isabelle while you're here. I think everybody's ready to go make a shake. So what's your favorite way? What's your favorite?
Cafe latte.
Cafe latte?
Yes, cafe latte. I want to mention something because often for some reason, I don't think the coaches appreciate who they are, their value in the business. When I was saying, and especially women, when I was saying in my 20s that I felt helped and already better just because somebody listened to me, I really meant that. Somebody looked at me, were not looking at their clock, their watch, were not in a hurry to go, didn't roll their eyes at me, didn't look at me like I was the weirdo, really sat down, really listened, paid attention to me, and had a real conversation with me. That was extremely valuable. That alone, I remember when that first happened to me after being dismissed over and over from doctors' offices, made me cry like a baby. I was feeling appreciated and heard. That is what you are. That is your value. We are human beings. I don't care how high-tech, digital, blah, blah, blah will become in the decades to come. The need for human contact, intimacy, meaning true openness of our hearts and truly wanting to help is a huge thing. And so that alone gives you such value. Secondly, you have lived it, right? They're not talking to someone who apparently has no understanding of what they're going through. They know they're talking to someone who at some point were somehow in their own shoes, had gone through challenges, didn't have the answers, and finally got help. So they know, if they don't, please share your story. They know that you've been there, done that, and here you are feeling so much better, looking better, more vital, less drugs, less depressed, more able to enjoy your family, do things. So all that is extremely valuable. This is why there's human beings at the other end of the phone or in a Zoom call and a smiling face. So remember that. There's value to what you're providing. It's not just selling. It's never about selling. I never think about selling. I know I'm here talking about a Shakeology. It's because I love it. It's because it helped me. It's because of all the shakes I could buy, of all the shakes I could create in my own kitchen. I can do that. I still choose to drink Shakeology because I know its value. So that is priceless. So please remember that every single time you talk to somebody, your face alone, if it's open, receptive, not offended because they give you the money objection or they have an attitude. Remember, you used to have an attitude. You probably have money objection maybe about the shake before you fell in love with it or about other stuff that you don't get. Remember, they're a reflection of you. So open up. Remember that we are so completely and perfectly imperfect. And understand that your value is that you receive that and you're okay with it. Not only are you okay with it, you love it because that means someone hasn't given up. They're not just letting themselves fall to pieces. They're still there with you asking for help. So find out how you can help them. Sincerely want to help them and remember that that alone is healing. And I say that not because it sounds good, if it does, but because I remember being sick, scared, broke, afraid, like, oh, I don't ever want to relive that. And when I saw someone with this open face, welcoming all of that big mess and helping me, that alone was healing. So remember, that's what you are.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Isabelle. We so appreciate your time.
You're so welcome. Be well. Have fun.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having me, guys. Bye.
Bye.